What's going on, you guys? What's going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing. What is going on, y'all? Now, listen, before we get into today's video, thank you guys for supporting the Me and My Ex segment that I did with Bubs to God, aka Brandon, who is an ex of mine that I dated in 2021, but has been a longtime friend of mine since 2012. We did that video in 2023. So that video was done and put in my members only long before I even met Bando. So that's just to clear that up. As y'all can tell here, the video was done in my old bedroom back home. So this was like June 2023, right before or after Bub's birthday. So yes, that's when I chose. That's when we did that video, and I had it in my members only. But I was listening to the video at work, and I said, you know what? Why not unlock it and let the rest of the people see it? So I've been, I'm like, let's unlock it and see how it goes. And then I've just been looking at the response and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, that was cute. Like, that was a cute little video that we did. You feel what I'm saying? But that's probably the only ex that was willing to do it. Like, there was some that were willing to do it, but they was scared about their jobs and shit like that. Like, it was some that was willing to get on camera with me and do it. But, it's some was like, nah, I'm gonna look like the bad guy. Cause you are the damn bad guy, bitch. But anyway, but I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Thank y'all for watching. Um, Also tonight is the Chasing Panel podcast. Okay. We'll be going live at 9:30 tonight, right after Chasing Dallas. We'll be doing the highlights from last week's episode, but then we'll be doing the entire episode from tonight. So make sure you guys tune in for that, you guys. All right. Alrighty then. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the mess on this Thursday, y'all. So, we're gonna open it up with some reality TV stuff, and we're gonna open it up with Miss Phaedra Parks, honey. We're gonna open it up with her. Now, y'all know that she made her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta last night, Sunday night, and a lot of the fake frauds was very happy to see that girl reunite with the other fraud, Portia Williams, on Sunday night's episode. Well, the ratings came back, and the ratings showed that it went to a series low when Phaedra Parks showed up on the screen. And a lot of people on Housewives Twitter are finding this shit very hilarious. Okay. Um, and I'm just gonna say this, y'all. I feel like people want the Housewives of Atlanta to fail. I sincerely believe that that's what people want. They want the Real Housewives of Atlanta to fail simply because of the fact that their faves are no longer on the show. That's what this is about. It's been like this since Nene left. Like, they don't want to watch the show unless certain people are on there. And I never thought that Phaedra was like a ratings grabber anyway. I mean, she didn't do shit for Married to Medicine. I mean, she didn't do shit on Married to Medicine. So I didn't see her as a ratings grabber any damn way. But in the same breath, it's kind of like, why y'all laughing? Do y'all want the show to succeed or not? And that's what I've been saying for a mighty long time now. When it comes down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it just comes across like these girls want the show to fail because their favorites not on there. Then that means they deserve to fail. The show is not allowed to evolve or do different things. We have to stay in the past. When Nene first left, I'm not watching it without Nene. Then Phaedra left. I'm not watching it without Phaedra. Then, Kenya left. I don't want to watch it without Kenya. And then, you know what I'm saying? As the seasons continue, Portia left. Portia's gone, so I don't want to watch it no more. So it's just like, okay. So then when Candy and Kenya, when they were running the show, everybody was blaming them for the show being bad for season 14 and 15. They were to blame for running the show and making it bad. But now Candy's gone, and now it's like, oh, I don't want to watch it without Candy. Or, without Candy, the ratings are going down. Y'all don't know why the ratings are going down at this point. I just feel like this season is not even bad. Like, this is the most enjoyable season that I've seen of Housewives of Atlanta in quite some time now. Season 15 was bad. I'm just going to be real. It was bad. Season 14 really wasn't all that bad. But you know, I've seen worse seasons, but this season is not bad at all. Like I've really enjoyed this season from start to fucking finish. So I've really enjoyed it. So I don't know. Like they were begging for a reboot, then they got a reboot. Then it was like, we don't know these bitches, we don't know these hoes, why they here? Then you get Kenya and Portia to be the ones to anchor the show, and then Kenya leaves, and now all of a sudden everybody's sad that Kenya's gone. But then last year, when the ratings were dwindling, they were blaming her for the ratings dwindling, saying because she's on the show and there's no Nene, there's no Phaedra, there's no Portia, we don't have no ratings. But now that Phaedra and Portia are back, we're now at a series low. And even on Peacock, we didn't fell down to number 10. So it's like, what is really going on here? Are we sabotaging the show by not giving it a real chance because our faves are not on there? Or are we afraid of change? And this is just me speaking because sometimes we are afraid of change. You know, sometimes when stuff is, you know, works for us for a very long time, we don't really want to switch up the formula. And with anything, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's a reality TV platform, you do have to take, you know, take the time out to weed it out, clean it out, and refresh it. That's what we did with the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Me and Josiah had a meeting of the minds, and we were like, it's good with the same cast, but we need something to shake things up. Like it's going stale. Let's see how we can liven it back up again, like we did when we first added Really B and Sakina to the cast full time. And we decided to add Busy Blue to it, and it's been working for us. Like we needed to refresh. So I don't see nothing wrong with the new girls being on the show. Now, am I happy to see Phaedra on this damn season? Absolutely not. I could do without Phaedra, and y'all know that. I can't stand Phaedra. I would rather her not be on the damn show. But I'm not sitting up here laughing, and I'm damn sure not happy about the ratings going down. I refuse to do that. So we'll see how things go. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see, child. That's all I can say about it. But shout out to Phaedra for coming back. Somebody happy to see you. I know I ain't. Let's move on to the next topic at hand. So we're going to go ahead and get into Ralph Pitman. Now, Ralph Pitman did this podcast. It's called Gigi Pink Conversations. And I think she comes from Now That's TV or something like that. They went, he did a podcast with her. And so apparently on this podcast, Ralph Pitman explained why he is still living in the basement. And he says that Drew Sidora is playing a game on the Housewives of Atlanta. And he also gave his thoughts on people calling Drew a liar. Let's go ahead and get into that, and then I'll be right back.
What has the separation been?
2 years, 2+.
Ooh.
2+.
And you're in the basement.
Yeah.
Why are you in the basement, sir?
You know what? Real talk is because Drew and her attorney actually tried to set me up. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to get me kicked out and have me pay for the house too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like this whole entire thing. And so what the judge did was actually smart. You know, she was like, listen, you know, opposed to me kicking you out and having you pay for everything, I'm gonna just put you in the basement. You got your own exit. My basement, 4,000 square feet.
Oh.
I gotta pay for the house anyway, you know. So no, it is a house. It's bigger than most people's homes, you know what I'm saying? So, and I got everything. I got the movie theater down there. It's like I got the ultimate man cave. It's the ultimate man cave.
With your own entrance, kitchen, everything.
Podcast room, like studio.
You're doing everything there.
Every bar. So I got it all, and it was just but the most important part was it allowed me to really be there and locked in with my kids, because that's most important to me. That's my heart. Like, well, my kids, all of this means nothing, because if I didn't have my kids, I would have been gone.
Perception versus reality. The people perceive you as one way, but in real life, you are what?
Nah, real talk. I think also people will see me. It's really, I'm gonna say this, right? It's a game on TV. You know what I'm saying? So I think in reality, in real life, you know, I am everything as you say. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I like to have fun. I think that the fans never really got an opportunity to really see who I am, and even who we really are in real life. Because if people seeing us and our dynamic of who we are, they will be like, cool. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like their energy. They like to have fun. We get into our issues and stuff like that. Of course, I'm from up top. You know what I'm saying? I'm pragmatic. I'm an alpha man, you know what I'm saying? So it's differences, you know, that I gotta go through. But Drew plays a game on TV, though. You know what I'm saying? So she plays a damsel in distress card, and it's amazing for her because, you know, it's a role, it's a character, and she does it so well because she's an actress that everything goes. Like she can go and like she can throw a rock, hide her hand, and then cry about it. That junk is so. For a while, I could never really talk about it. Now I can, of
Right.
course, because we're going through our situation. But that's the game that she plays. You know what I'm saying? So it works for her.
So is it a gift and a curse being married to an actress?
I wouldn't say it's a. As long as the actress knows when it's time to act and when it's time, when the cameras are off, you know what I'm saying?
So the cameras are off and she's still in actress mode.
Nah, you know what the crazy thing is when the cameras are off, she's actually back to her normal self.
So it's when the cameras are on.
When them cameras are on, I'd be like, why did you do that? You know what I'm saying? They make me look crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, that's my inspiration. So it's kind of crazy and it's hard for me to navigate that because I'm not an actress. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go and navigate the different things. I'm just who I am.
Mm.
So if you say something crazy to me or you say something that makes me question it or something cat, then I'm gonna be like that's not true. And then I'm gonna come at you about it. I'm gonna ask you about it. Go.
Good way to segue into my thoughts on your wife.
Go ahead.
Take a sip. No shade, true tea. I'm a fan. I'm a huge Housewives fan of the entire franchise.
Yeah.
With Atlanta being my favorite because clearly this is where we live, right?
Mhm.
And I was a fan because she's Drew Sidora, the game, and all of that, right? But watching her on Housewives, it's a lot of cap in her rap. Like she get caught up with the lies and like she got a way of like saying things that's not true, but trying to make it seem like it's true.
Yeah.
And I don't like that about her.
Yeah, I know we talk about that a lot.
That's just, I don't know. I mean, that's just my assessment.
Mhm.
And, I'm kind of disappointed. There's another housewife on another franchise that I feel the same way about. And she's also a Black woman. And I kind of feel bad that these are my thoughts. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. And it's really based on the assessment that I have from watching her. So do you feel like she be lying? Or do you know that she be lying because it's your wife?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how do you navigate that when, like, and it's like, bitch, that ain't right. Like, do you call her out on that or what?
that's why I get in trouble all the time.
Okay.
That's why I look crazy on TV because I call it out because, I think I'm brutally honest though. I think that's my problem as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Sometimes I believe that people like being lied to.
Mhm.
And I think that people love to lie as well. It's crazy though.
Mm-mm.
But for me, I'm brutally honest. I love somebody that's just 1,000 with me. Keep it a buck because keep it a buck.
I think that's an up north thing.
It is. It is an up north thing. So I don't understand why people do it any other kind of way. Like at the end of the day, it's gonna get to the same outcome anyway. Like I'd rather find out and you tell me exactly what it really is, opposed to you try to go and bullshit me.
Okay.
Because if you bullshit me, we'll have a bigger problem.
So how long has the separation been?
2 years, 2+.
Can I just start off by saying that Ralph is such a hoe ass nigga? That is one hoe ass nigga. It's for real. He's a hoe ass nigga. He's a hoe ass nigga. I can't say it enough. He's a hoe ass nigga. Number one. Number two, he kills me trying to brand Drew as this grand ass liar. Like all she do is lie when he ain't been telling the truth himself. What up? Where were you? Where were you at when you was in Tampa? Why we ain't talking about that shit? You know what I mean? Like, why we're not talking about where you were when you was in Tampa? Like, why you're not telling the truth for your own? You're so quick to try to make Drew out to be like this liar, but you don't be telling the truth either. And then you get on these pick me podcasts of people who are taking your word for whatever you're saying about her, as if, and she claims that she's a fan of the show, but yeah, she did it. So if she was a fan of the show, she would see how you were acting on the show when it came down to your wife on the show, and she would know that you was out here making her look crazy on the goddamn show. If she knew all that, she would not have the opinion that she has if she was watching the show. Honestly. So, girl, what the fuck you talking about? Ralph is a pest. I'm just not really fucking with him at all. Like, he's a damn pest. I don't fuck with it. He's annoying. He really wants badly to make that girl look crazy. And for me, it's not working. It's not working for me. Like, people can sit up here and take his word for it all the fuck they want to, because it's easier to just say that Drew is a damn liar. But I don't believe nothing that Ralph be saying. He's a bitch ass nigga in the basement, and that's where he belongs. He's on a curb where he fucking should be. Fuck Ralph. Anyway, moving on to the next. So Brit. Let's go on and get into Brit, honey. Let's go ahead and get into her. Okay. Now, Brit got exposed by the event decorator after Brit blamed her for the messed up event on screen. Now, let's get into it, y'all. Let's take a look at this. Now, this is what was said. I guess she made a story on Instagram. So where we at? Okay, so she said, "Hi, I'm Bella. I want to address my appearance on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where I decorated an event for Brit Eady. As the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. However, some behind the scenes details weren't shown. I want to be clear. I was not responsible for the food. Brittany asked me to design a menu based on her selections, and the restaurant was in charge of providing and serving it. Secondly, the venue was not available for private use. The club was open and operating, and me and my team arrived early, not late, and was moved around due to production, lighting, all those things that were out of our control. We overdid our job. She chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, which she confirmed in the message. I had no control over food quantity or service, as I'm not an event planner or a caterer. My role was strictly decor. I offered input on setup, including the use of high top tables and the styling, the dining table, which she approved. Lastly, any claims that I overcharged or misled anyone are false. I wasn't even fully compensated for my job and was still in dispute about my balance. There's a clear difference between an event decorator and an event planner. Confusing the two unfairly shifts blame." Okay. So that is the basis of that, y'all. And all I gotta say is this: I don't blame her for coming out and standing up for herself, because that can make her look bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when it come down to her business, that can make her look bad because of the way that Brit put it out there. And Brit, if you ain't had no money like that, why would you even try to even throw an event of that stature? My thing is, like, if you know that the budget is tight, you could have just did a country club event with just the girls on the show. You didn't need everybody to be there. You could have just did that with just the girls on the show, and you could have done it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you could have done that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, instead of just trying to pretend like you got it all when you really don't. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you really wasn't paying, and you really wasn't doing nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And this girl just pretty much just flat out put you on blast for not even paying and doing what the you were supposed to do when it came down to you paying her and her balance. So, girl, you got a whole lot to come up with. Now, another thing that's going on is that the actual event planner exposes her for not paying. Now, let's get into that, y'all. I got this off Twitter. Let's get into that right quick. Let's take a listen. Let's get into that.
Gave me all the tea from the Country Club Classic. Her name is Bella, and her business is Infinity Event Design. I am tagging her TikTok and Instagram below, so make sure to check her out because she's amazing. And before we get to the tea, I want to highlight what a great job she did at this event. I love all the florals. I love all the colors. Here's another photo of the floral. I love the little photo wall. So fabulous. And here's the room all set up. Like I said, make sure to go to her page and check her out because she's amazing. But let's get into the juicy stuff. So first, Brit has not paid her for the whole event. She paid partial, and she said she couldn't pay a deposit, but she still owes her $1,700. Then I asked her what the heck went down with the food and were people pissed. She said people were upset because there was a moment where Kelly had to ask production why people weren't being fed. As a result, production went into the kitchen and brought out more hors d'oeuvres for the guests. Some people even thought they could pick up a menu from the cast members' table and order food on their own, which shows just how hungry they were. She said Brit didn't care. Her husband was eating and drinking, and they weren't bothered. It was embarrassing for me to watch coming from an East African family member. Apparently, she also wanted the room to look full. That was her strategy, so she would come off as popular, but she clearly missed the mark. She says the people that were there are known in Atlanta and they weren't just anybody. She also shared this to her Instagram story a couple days ago. She said, as the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. I was not responsible for the food. Brittany asked me to design a menu based on her selections, and the restaurant was in charge of providing and serving it. Secondly, the venue was not available for private use. The club was open and operating, and me and the team arrived early, not late, and was moved around due to production, lighting, etc. All things that were out of our control. We overdid our job. She chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, which she confirmed in a message. I also did see the message of her saying that, but there were important things in the message, so I can't share that. My role was strictly decor. I offered input on setup, including the use of high top tables and styling the dining tables, which she approved. Then she says, lastly, any claims that I overcharged or misled anyone are false. I wasn't even fully compensated for my job, and there's still a dispute about my balance. There is a clear difference between event decorator and event planner. Confusing the two unfairly shifts blame. This is actually so insane to me. I'm assuming she hasn't paid her because she's blaming her for what went wrong, but it clearly was not this lady's fault. And it was clearly Brittany being stupid and not knowing how to run an event. But this is so embarrassing for her and not good for her reputation at all.
So basically, homegirl really just did what I just did, just read the thing, but it was cute hearing her opinion. It don't make the business look bad. It makes Brit look bad, and ain't nobody gonna want to work with nobody that don't pay. Okay, so Brit might need to, check that out. Now, the last thing of the day that we're gonna get into is Cardi B and Offset. Okay, another begging ass nigga, and apparently he's interested in spousal support, which I'm not fucking surprised. I'm not surprised. Okay, now he says, TMZ says, forget Bodak Yellow. I'm only interested in green. Offset asked for spousal support in the Cardi B divorce, honey. Okay. Now, Offset's not willing to give up his bad and bougie lifestyle, and he's asking the court to ensure his estranged wife, Cardi B, helped him maintain it. The rapper filed an amendment divorce response earlier this month in which he's now asking that Cardi pay him spousal support. He does not request a specific amount in the documents. The rest of the requests look relatively unchanged. Of course, Offset still asking for joint custody of their kids. He wants Cardi's place to serve as the primary residence for the kids. It's the first news from the divorce proceedings in months, with the whole process dragging since Cardi first filed in August of 2024. At the time, Cardi blasted reports that Offset didn't support her or their kids, ripping the critics who tried to label him a deadbeat. However, the two have certainly had more than their fair share of fights on social media. Cardi said that she didn't care if Offset got hit by a fucking truck. So this divorce hasn't been totally amicable. However, Offset filed for the joint custody of their kids and to pay their own legal fees. So at least the money seemed like it was working out fine. Worth noting, Cardi's been reportedly worth somewhere between 80 to $100 million, while Offset's reportedly worth closer to $30 million. So he could use the extra scratch. Clearly, that ain't the case, and we'll have to wait and see if she's gonna pay up. I just feel like that's some bullshit. What the fuck do you need spousal support for? Either you broke or you pretending to be broke, or you just not broke and you know that Cardi makes more money than you. So because she makes more money than you, that means that you feel entitled to have her money. This is like another Ken Do Mary J. Blige situation all over again. And I just feel like a motherfucker that cheats like a Ken Do or an Offset should not be receiving no damn spousal support. And on top of that, Offset was getting money before Cardi even got money. So why are you asking for spousal support? I mean, I don't understand it. I don't get it, nor do I understand. So it's just, I don't know what to say about Offset, but Cardi, you let this motherfucker stay on your titty for way too long. I'm glad you finally rid of his ass, but the fact that he is still coming for you and trying to come for your money and shit like that, that's real ridiculous. And broke nigga type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like that, because that's what it's giving. It's giving brokey. That's what it's giving. That's what the fuck it's giving. But I'm glad you away. But I hope you don't have to pay up. That's all I got for that. I hope you don't have to pay him nothing, okay? Because he don't really deserve that. All the way that he dogged you and drug you through the mud, you don't owe him shit, in my opinion. But some people might think differently, honey. But anyway, that's all I got for today's Yes for the Mess. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, I'm out of here until the next video. Bye.
It's on some whole shit. What happened to the Zeus fame? Then Bobby made you change your name. For a show, still searching for a ring. Pray these hoes find better days. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Cut off everybody. Don't trust nobody. Play with everybody. Don't have nobody. Nobody. Nigga never was a real one. Copping, please, spreading lies. What you hiding from? All these shows just an extra.
Little dance now, twerking on shit like bad bitch, munch it up, cock goblin. Slapping ass on this dick, cock goblin. Gobble up his dick, bitch, a cock goblin. Fuck him in his face, bitch, a cock goblin. Attitude bad, but I'm better. Ass poke out just fat.